the concept of achieving a balance between being and doing. Gaining access to the being dimension is already an excellent place to begin before attempting to achieve a balance. The first thing that typically occurs, though it is not always the case, is that you are able to enter the being dimension or access it when you are in a location that is favorable to calm or peace. The protected space could be anywhere, such as your home, your room, or even outside in the natural environment. Initially, the being dimension is connected to the experience of carrying out certain actions. This is the moment when you first become aware of it, when you are not engaged in any activity and you are able to simply be, deliberately be. This suggests that there is a sense of basic doing, which is thinking, that occurs without a sensation that is even momentary in the stream of thinking. This is the case regardless of how the sensation is brief. One has a difficult time locating the being dimension. On the other hand, as time goes on and you achieve a conscious grounding in the being dimension, thinking and being can eventually come together. They are not incompatible with one another, and in fact, one of your responsibilities is to ensure that you do not become completely involved with a certain train of thought when you are thinking. Putting it another way, even when you are focused in thinking, there is some attention in the background, some awareness, a field of awareness, or a space of awareness in the background. The mind is working as it is right now, as I am speaking, of course, yet I am able to sense, and perhaps you are as well, that there is a space of stillness, beingness, or whatever you want to call it in the background, behind the words, beyond the words, and in between the words. If you are able to detect it, you might think that it is coming from this location. When you are able to feel it, it is within you. Being is the only thing that can be conscious of being. The intellect cannot. If you believe that being is something that radiates from me, then perhaps it is. However, at that very instant, there is the realization that the only way to experience being is by gaining access to that dimension that is contained inside oneself. The intellect is incapable of recognizing being. Only being can do so. The mind, on the other hand, might enter the picture when you, for example, become aware of the being dimension, which describes the fact that something comes from this item, the body, or whatever it is. You are able to detect it, and the moment you do so, it is already present within you. Now it is possible that the mind will enter the picture and make a mistake in interpreting what is taking place. It is possible for the mind to confuse the being dimension with the form of the spiritual teacher. It does not matter who the spiritual teacher is. Then, all of a sudden, the instructor is considered as a supernatural being, a person that is comparable to God or a wonderful guru. In doing so, you confuse that which is beyond the form, for which the form is but an opening, with the form itself, and then you make that individual, through whom existence shines, extremely, extremely exceptional. There is a possibility that this will occur. It is a misunderstanding. However, at least you acknowledged that you were. You failed to take into account the fact that not everyone will acknowledge the existence of the being dimension in a human being. There is a possibility that not everyone will detect it if it is highly noticeable. You might hear some individuals ask, "What is this? Just what is the point of this? Why is this guy being listened to by all of these individuals over a period of 2 hours? He is not exceptional in any way. On stage, he doesn't even manage to get up and down on his feet. Isn't he kind of dull and uninteresting?" It's a risky situation. As far as the spiritual teacher is concerned, it is also a risk, because there is a possibility that there are vestiges of ego left in him or her. In the event that the educator is subjected to a constant barrage of projections of specialness, it is possible that they will start to believe it. Another way of putting it is that the ego returns by the back door and regains its position of dominance. As a result, the instructor starts to think, and they start to experience a sense of uniqueness in this manner. It is even possible for the instructor to make statements such as, "I am without a doubt the most outstanding educator who is currently residing on the planet at this very moment." Or it may even go so far as to claim, "I am the most outstanding educator who has ever lived. Everyone else was a forerunner in some way. It is now my arrival." On the other hand, there is something that is coming through that is very extraordinary, and it is not in the possession of anyone. This is not anyone's accomplishment. This does not fall within the category of the form dimension. Nonetheless, the form dimension can be considered an opening. One may claim that this body and this mind are the window frame due to the fact that they are similar to a window. The frame of the window is what you see, but the light that makes its way through the window is the most significant aspect of the window. That brings us to the beginning. Similarly, this might also occur to you. Even if it hasn't already occurred, it's likely that it has for the majority of you. It is possible that you will come into contact with others who will benefit from your presence, even if you do not believe that you are aware of what to do. The situation is not like that at all. Not only are they assisted, but they are also drawn to you. They are aided by your presence in the room. One could say that there is a transmission. It has the ability to reawaken the presence in the other, as well as the reality of being in the other. It takes a great deal of fortitude, but God only uses talent. After that, you can discover that they develop an attachment to you, since they adore being in your company and find it impossible to let go of you. Once more, the risk is present when you have the feeling that I have done this. It is possible to refer to this as healing in a more profound sense. It is not simply the healing of the body. Rather, the actual healing is the reconnection with the being dimension. This is the genuine state of healing. According to a passage that can be found in the book titled A Course in Miracles, the statement, "The healer does not heal, he does not interfere with the healing process. Instead of healing, he allows healing to take place." It is not necessary for you to ask yourself, "How can I help this person?" when you are in the company of people who are looking for assistance. There is no need for you to think, the person is talking to you, and you think, "Perhaps I could say this, or I could say that." You no longer need to think this way. Not at all. That is not how it works. Simply being here is enough. You might say something that comes from a more profound place at some point, or you can choose to remain silent and not say anything at all. It is possible that the other individual will suddenly provide a response. It's possible that you didn't say or do anything about it, you just had to sit there. In order to develop as a person and become more present in life, you have made the decision to view this video. This decision is the result of a deeper consciousness. Because of this, I strongly suggest that you subscribe to this channel because we upload new videos on a daily basis, which will allow you to continue your journey of the self-discovery process. When you recognize the significance of this message, please leave a remark with the word "now." Together, let's get this done.